Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Scotty B Show. Just thought I'd try and get somebody's attention. OUFN, how are you? Yeah, somebody's home. How you doing, Andrew? Haven't talked to you in a while. I look like crap, I guess. Hello, Ira Jacob. I know you can't come up on the panel. You got a birthday party to attend. I don't know what's going on around here. Why are you texting me then? You know I'm on live stream. I don't know. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Shaggy Girl, how are you? Glad to see you stop by. Nothing too serious, just talking about SEX. Ira can't come up because she's attending to a birthday party. So I have to talk about this myself because I know Filipinas are not even allowed to say the word, I guess. You know, so I have to do all the talking about it because Filipinas are too shy to talk about it. That's what I keep hearing. And I am just out of zinc today, so I apologize. Judy Fisher, hello, welcome in. Got my two friends with me. I'm trying to figure out which way I got to go here. So, Andrew, are you still in the house or did you leave us? I figured when I spelled SEX, Andrew would be the first one in, and he was. Sapime, hello, how are you? Nice of you to stop by. Ira is attending to a birthday party. Her niece's 18th birthday is today, and they're in the Philippines. So she is busy getting everything set up. She might come up for a minute, she said, but um, she's not sure. Yeah, had to get new batteries for my mouse. I heard it's very hot in the Philippines lately, Sapine. All right. Like I said, I'm having one of these days. Thanks, Robert. My internet is not working correctly, so I apologize. It's just like everything is just not wanting to do what I wanted to do. Thank you, Bucci, Benita.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Scotty.
Hi, Ira.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone there. Good morning. Blessed Sunday.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's really driving me nuts.
Um, oh, Sister Pine. Hello. How are you? Thank you for coming. Miss Judy Fisher. Hello. Robert Ann. Thank you for coming. Lucy Bonita. Hello. Who else is here? Oh, Andrew OUFN. Thank you for coming.
Sugar Girl's here.
Yeah, Shangy girl. Hey, sis.
I call her
Fine. Thank
Sugar
you,
Girl.
Supine. Sugar girl. No, I'm here. Sorry, I'm busy because I just want to stop by for a minute. I'm busy
Yeah,
here. I'm here
Andrew
today.
was the first one in the house, but then he left real quick. He didn't want to talk about sex.
No, I don't think so that he don't like. I think that's why he's the first one. He's interested. Hey, thank you to all of you for coming to Scotty B Show.
Yeah, this was not. I did not approve this before I titled it. So just so you know, it wasn't something that I talked to Ira about beforehand. I just kind of made a decision on my own, which is never a good idea. Ira was busy at getting things set up for the birthday party
Yeah.
for her niece.
Actually I'm here. Look.
Yeah, show us. Can you show us around?
Yeah. Yeah. We're setting up uh this table. Uh, of course, we have karaoke here outside, and there. You see that?
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah, but it's not yet set up, full setup because it's around 2 p.m. Uh, we do the have a celebration around 2 p.m. So I just set up this. This is her um make her own souvenir for the visitor. Uh, this is a tulip.
A tulip.
Yeah, this is a tulip crochet. She
Yeah.
made this. Yeah, she made this by her own creation. So and
Oh, she made those. Let me see those again.
yeah, yeah. This she.
Get in a little
Ayos
bit
pinaka.
closer to them a little bit, or bringing them up by the camera there.
Yeah, like that.
Can you bring them a little closer to the camera?
Okay, like this.
A little closer to the camera.
You see it? I don't
Yeah.
know if you see. Yeah, yeah, here.
Sean Tuber, welcome in.
Hello, Shantuber. Thank you. Yeah, this
Andrew's
is
back in the
her.
house. Andrew's, oh, she made that. Yeah.
Hi,
Really nice.
UFN. Yeah, she made this as a souvenir item for the birthdays, and it is a crochet. It's kind of crochet. So she have a online she made this souvenir like that, and then my brother-in-law make this I don't know how to say this this
Anybody want to
holder.
come up? I posted a link. It's I pinned a link at the top of the chat. Go ahead, Dyra. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. So she made this also, this one. You see this?
Nice. She made that.
Yeah, yeah. This is a crochet. This is the tulip crochet, and this is the flower. It's a rose crochet. So she made this. We just set up the table and this balloon here, and yeah, that's and the big balloon here, the 18th, the balloon. Say hi. That's my sister, my eldest sister.
She's running. She's running the other way.
Yeah, she don't like camera. Oh, hello everybody. Hello everyone there in the live chat.
Yes, the Prime was just saying
Hi
how hot it
Sean, thank
is.
you for coming.
So Prime was saying that it's scorching hot where she's at
Sorry.
too.
Oh, thank you, Supine. Agree. Brother Robert, hi, how are you? How's the is it baseball, right?
Yeah.
Andrew, how are you? How's your what is this? Charcoal art drawing, sketching. You know that Scotty, you know that Andrew doing a sketching, a charcoal.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
I know soon he will be good in sketching and drawing. Good for you. Keep it up, Andrew. That is a talent. Hi, Sean. How is your what is his name? Sunny. Yeah, Sunny. How is he? Oh, I have a baby birds here also. Uh, my niece have a baby birds. They grown up already. Hi, Miss Judy Fisher. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. How's your day? I hope you're all doing good today. It's a blessed Sunday.
Looks like my day for the for the bots. Thanks,
Oh,
Robert.
oh, Andrew, starting a project right now. Oh, what kind of project? Is it an architectural or uh, a perspective or uh,
Are you driving, Sean? Make some good money tonight, brother. Be safe, though.
yeah.
I used to drive taxi cab, but that was kind of crazy. The keyword title. Oh, Robert said it's a word in my title that's drawing the bots here. The sex. So yeah, thanks for coming by, everybody. Andrew says I have to hang a sheet on the wall, add some lighting, then make a charcoal drawing from it. So you do drawing in charcoal. Um, how long have you been doing that, Andrew? I never heard you talk about it before. Maybe I missed it. Yeah, a lot of party going Saturday night. There you go. Do you get a lot of flashes there, Sean? I used to get a lot of women think instead of giving me a tip, they'd flash me, and I'd say I'd rather have the money. Nothing against
Sorry,
the girl,
I
but I was married at the time, so
a lot
since
of
the
party
beginning of my
goers.
semester, it's not my forte, but it's pretty fun. Oh, okay. How long you been learning to do that, Andrew? How long you been working on that?
Hang to a sheet on the wall. Add some lighting, then make a charcoal drawing for. Oh wow, that's good. Beginning of my semester. It's not my what is it?
Who
Fourth.
is that? There's somebody that I follow, and I haven't seen him in a while though. Yeah, Sean. It's funny how
Some
Sean. It's
people think
funny
my
how
car is
I thought because it's a cab they didn't care, but they're doing it in your personal car.
ah, natawag ako,
Just
wait lang. Uh, hi, Team Diziak. Hello.
this guy's name is Andrew. Follow him or not? Because he's a good drawer. I think it's Dennis Sayer. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen him, Andrew. He does some really nice drawings. Tim Dziak, welcome in. How are you? Sean Tuber says some people think his car is their hotel room. Just throws me back to my taxi driving days, Sean. Man, you see just a little bit too much stuff out there. They always want to invite you to the party like they think it's your intention that night was to pick them up and go take them home. Tim Dzak says hello, hon.
Yeah, I say hi to him
Oh, okay.
already. Hello,
I didn't know if you
Tim.
did.
It's okay. Thank you, Miss Judy, for coming. Sean.
Got to get some air freshener and I forget what you call that stuff, that cleaner stuff, to clean your seats with
Um,
at the end of the night, I guess, Sean.
I want to Scotty. Sean is there, right?
Yeah.
And I want to show him the Coco Martin. He's here in the look. I know Sean like birds, so this is hello, Coco. You see Coco? Hello, hello, Coco. You see that bird?
Hello, Coco.
Yeah, that is Coco. Hello, Coco. Hello. Say hi to Sean. He also
Yeah,
have a
you're right,
bird.
Judy. It's Saturday night date night. Hello, Coco.
Yeah, his name is Coco. Nice to meet Sunny. Oh.
Sean says he loves Coco.
Oh, thank you. I have also have here. His name is um Moy Moy and Stella. Hello. Say hi to Sunny, Moy Moy and Stella.
They're
Tweet,
not
tweet.
very talkative. Hello,
Oh, they
Yads. How are you, Yads?
actually they're singing. Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
Yads is in the house, hon.
Oh, hello, Sis Yags. Thank you for coming. Sorry, I'm busy. I don't know if Yads have a live stream last night. I don't know. Hello, sis. Blessed
Hello,
Sunday.
Lynn. Hello, sis Lynn.
Hello, sis Lynn.
Start
Sorry, hindi
talking
ako
that.
nakakapunta.
See, I told you, start talking that three-letter word, and they all just start coming over. I knew Andrew was going to be the first one.
Yeah. Th- Hi, sis Lynn. How are you? Kamusta, guwapa?
So, what
Oh,
are you going
see,
to
I
draw
know.
on that piece of stuff there, Andrew? What is your drawing got to be? Does it have to be a certain drawing, or can you draw anything you want? Oh, yeah, it says she doesn't stream on weekends.
Oh, I know Andrew can do sketching, drawing, and maybe I think floor plan also,
I don't know
perspective.
what I don't know what Lynn said. Do you know what Lynn said?
Wait. Sorry.
You look like you're directing an airplane to park somewhere.
Welcome aboard.
So Lynn says something here. I don't know what she said, but she said something.
What is it? I
Well,
Tagalog.
I don't know. She
Uh,
knows I can't read that.
Hello, magjowa. On that.
Hey Lynn, I forgot to put on the title. Today is National uh, National Chocolate Caramel Day. You got chocolate caramel in your store?
Scotty, jowa is girlfriend and boyfriend. Jowa.
Who's that?
No, Sis Lynn said hi to both of us. Jowa. It's
Oh,
a
oh,
girlfriend and boyfriend
oh.
partner. Yeah.
Me and Ira are girlfriend and boyfriend?
No, husband and wife.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's just replicating a sheet on the wall. Huh? Replicating a sheet on the wall.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You just hang a sheet on the wall and that's it?
Yeah, sometimes you can do sketching or drawing if because I do that also sometimes. I I put it in the
All
wall
right,
and then
Sean, have a safe one, brother. Be safe out there.
yeah, take care, Sean. Thank you for
Well,
coming.
there goes Yad's
Stay safe.
talking Philippine language too.
Sana all. Sleep.
Chocolate caramel day today, Lynn. You got chocolate caramel in your store? Like trying to hear. I bought chocolate caramel just to show. Like Milky Way?
Hang shit on the wall and drawing the shadows and
Milky
curves.
Way candy bar? There you go.
What is what is that? Sneakers?
Milky Way.
Milk.
I think
Oh, Milky
Snickers would
Way.
work too. I didn't see a Snickers, so I hang a sheet
Yeah.
on the wall and drawing the shadows and curves of the sheet. If anybody wants to come up, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to come on up.
Yeah.
And drawing the
You're welcome
shadows and
here.
curves of the sheet. I hang a sheet on the wall and
Andrew,
drawing
you
the
can come
shadows
up.
and curves of the sheet. Drawing the shadows and curves of the sheet. So you're drawing on the wall then? I thought you were
Yep.
drawing on the sheet.
Of course, you draw in a sheet and then put in the wall. Something like that.
There you go, Tim. There you go. Turn in a white sheet of paper. Can I have? Yeah, you can have some. Milky Ways for everybody.
No, Andrew, you can come up and show us what you're doing there. interested with that wall sheet, sheet wall, sheet
Sheet,
on the
not
wall,
shit. It's not shit.
sheet.
It's sheet.
Yeah, I
Sheet,
know sheet. I'm not
not
saying
shit.
shit. Sorry. Oh no, that's bad words. I don't want to say that.
Don't say that because your son will get you.
Yeah, he's here. He's listening to me. Oh my god.
No, you're in trouble.
No, a
You
sheet
will
of
be in
paper.
trouble.
Sh-
Sheet, sheet.
No, I'm not saying. See, he heard what I'm saying. Oh my god, I'm in trouble. What? No, I didn't say anything. Sorry, it's a bad word. Oh my
Imagine I
god.
drew some whitey tighties. I don't want to imagine that,
Oh, it's okay,
especially if
Sissy.
they're
Yeah.
especially if they're used whitey tighties because they won't be so whitey tighty. Milky Way, same as Snickers without nuts. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're probably right.
This Yans.
Guy says, I wish I could join, but I'm going to leave soon for our feeding activity. What are you feeding, Yads?
Feeding for the kids. It's charity works, I think.
Sheet. Yeah, sheet. That's what I keep trying to tell
Sheet.
her. Sheet. Not
Sheet.
it's sheet.
No, my pronunciation is really bad. Sorry, guys.
It's sheet, not shit.
I need a tongue twister for that.
So, Yads, if you're still there, and Lynn, if you're still there, since we got two of the girls in the house, give me your opinion on the topic. Is sex more important to a Filipina than it is a foreigner? Or do you think foreigner it's more important to a foreigner? Or do you think it's equally important? I need to know because Ira won't talk about it with me. She can't even say the word
No,
half the time. She says sex.
no, I'm not saying I don't like to talk about it, but it's
So I have
I
to
don't
go
want to say
outside and I have to ask other people. Andrew, what do you think? Andrew, give me your opinion. Is it more important to a Filipina, to
no.
a
I don't want
foreigner,
it to
or do you
say
think it's
straight.
equally the same, Andrew? How about you, Tim Dzak? Do you have an opinion on that? Is
Yeah,
it
I'm
more
sure they
important to a
have.
foreigner, Filipino, or equally the same? Huh?
No, I don't
What?
want it to say like a word. It's just sex is fine.
See, that's what I'm saying. I can't have the conversation because let's see. Yad says, not to me. Maybe to a male foreigner, there is more than that in a relationship.
Yeah, I think.
Not to me, maybe a male foreigner, there is more than that in a relationship. Oh, Judy, you're still here. So the foreigner is a man? Well, it doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be a Filipino and a foreigner woman or whatever, or however you want to see it, Judy. Um, I don't know if there's that many Filipinos married to foreigners, male Filipinos married to foreigner women. I don't know. But either way, what is, you know, who do you think tends to think about it or talk about it more, I guess, too? So Andrew says, I think foreigner because most foreigners never have the EXEX
Yeah, see Andrew.
they fantasize about. Well, I think it's more open and topic here in the States than it
Yeah,
is in the Philippines. You know, you can talk.
because it's like it because it's kind of you're done more liberated than Philippines.
Well, like, but the foreigner here in the States, anyway, you could talk about it
Is
anywhere.
it
You can be
right?
walking down the street, you can be standing in the bar, and it's a
Oops,
conversation.
my sister.
She got her face on camera, tell her. Yad says to males, maybe it is the biggest thing in the relationship. I kind of disagree in a way because, like, me and her had the conversation last week that when you're in your 20s, yeah, sex is at the top of the list, you know. But as you get older, it does kind of drop a notch where you understand, like my age, I'm 61, a relationship is better, communication wise, getting along wise, than the sexual part. When you're 20 years old, you have sex, it's great. If you don't get along with the girl, you just move on.
Yeah, Miss Judy Fisher said, "Well, I'm a foreigner, and clearly I'm a woman."
Yes, dude. Yeah, I
uh,
know. I know. You're
but
Italian.
not most of the. I think not most of the foreigner woman are, it's kind of um more liberated. I think some of them are also conservative. Is it?
Well, yeah, there's I think that the foreigners that are conservative are not going to the Philippines though.
Because here in Philippines, yeah, we're more conservative.
Okay, well you talk I know that's all talked about, you know, moral. Yeah,
Ayun, 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 ayun. Oh. Ay, sorry.
that's okay. But, you know, when you shut the door at night and you're both in the bedroom, is there a different story?
Wait for a minute. Just stay there. I will be back.
Adios. Okay.
No,
So
just stay.
yeah, it depends on the age, I think too. Like I said, when you're 20, you're more sexually active. 30s, you're more sexually active. 40s and stuff. But you know, it's not that I've lost interest in sex, but you want a partner when you're my age now. You want a partner that you're going to get along with all the time, not just in the bedroom. Yeah, it says before to Filipinos talking about sex is a taboo, but now it has evolved and people are more open minded. Yeah, I don't know, but you know, if I bring the subject up with Ira, she'll talk about it, but she stutter steps. You know what I mean? Hesitant to really talk too much about it, and so not I have not been over there, so I don't know the whole process of what goes on there. So Judy says, I think with a physical, intimate relationship, the sex is more important to the man, and the love is more important to the woman. No matter what, no matter foreigner or not, just a man and a woman. Yeah, I agree with that to a point, but I think the age still comes in effect on that, don't you, Judy? As you get older, I mean, even for a guy, doesn't that change for him too? That he's more interested in the love side, having a good relationship with his wife or girlfriend, whatever the case may be. Andrew says one side of the bed say horny, the other side say conservative. Yeah, yeah. But I agree that it's man and woman. The guy is in his 20s or 30s or 40s, especially more sexually active. I don't care what country he's from. It's more on his mind than than being in love. You know, when you're in your 20s, especially or late teens, I guess you'd say too. You think having sex is love, and so it's you don't it's you know what I'm saying. You think back then you think sex is love, but as you get older, you realize no, sex is not love. You know, sex is making love to the woman that you love or to the man that you love. Thank you, Yad, for coming in. You have a good day. Yeah, she's conservative. Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask her. Being my age, both are very important to me. Yeah, Tim. I mean, that's what I mean. But still, you can put, and I think we're about the same age. I think you. I don't know if you're a couple years older than me or not, but I'm 61. But like I said, you can drop sex down a notch or two on your list, and and still be good with what's going on in the relationship. Have a good day, yachts. Yeah, you're right, Judy. It's not like when you're in your 20s and you thank you, see you later, adios, and move on to the next show. Uh, you know, um, yeah, Yad said she's old fashioned. Okay. Yeah, we're the same age, Tim. But I mean, I'm not, and like I said, it's not that I'm saying we're done with it or anything like that. But we also realize in a relationship, it's more important to get along. It's more important um, to have someone that you really care about and someone that really cares about you than it is just to jump into bed and have sex right away. Because when you're 18, 19, 20, in your 20s, 30s, whatever, you go to the bar, you pick up a girl, or a girl goes and picks up a guy, and you end up going home to, that's the whole different story, right? So we're as you get older, you don't go to the bars often either. So I think at least in a relationship, there has to be some form of intimacy. Well, yeah, Andrew, that's what I'm talking about. You when you're younger, you have sex. You think is all that love is about, and you think it's intimacy, and it really, especially if you're coming home drunk from the bar and you picked her up or she picked you up, and and you have sex, and then that's it. And you think you had intimacy when you're young. You think that's what it is. You think that's what love is. And now, as you get older and realize you want someone that you can care about, someone that'll care about you, and it's all about how you treat each other more than it is anything else. See, Judy agrees with you, Andrew. Tim says priorities do change with age. My girlfriend is 37. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. I really believe that. You know, because when you're young, it's like the old saying is you think you'll live forever. You don't think about death at all, and then you get to a certain point where you start thinking about it because you're getting closer. You're closer to death than where you were born. Because the old saying is you are born to die because you can't stop it. I don't care how healthy you live. I don't care how many times you jog 10 miles a day. Someday you're still going to die, plain and simple. You could be the healthiest man in the world and you're going to die, or the healthiest woman in the world. And it's just an event. It's just going to happen, plain and simple. But, and when you come down to sex, um, if you're with the right person, it's the greatest thing that ever happened to you now. But like I guess that's a big difference too when you're younger. Sex is a big deal, but you don't care if you're with the right person or not most of the time. And then as you get older, you want to be with the right person. You don't want to just jump in bed with anybody you can jump with. I know it sounds crazy, but so as you get older, you want to be with someone that is going to stick around after the night, you know, or you're going to stick around after the night is done, one way or the other. So, well, I appreciate everybody coming. You know, I didn't know what I didn't have her opinion on this because she was busy setting everything up. And so, if you put a man in charge and let him make decisions, sometimes it ain't the best question to ask. Because she texted me back after she saw it and said, "You're going to ask that?" And I said, "Why not? Why not? What's it going to hurt, right? So, time, just you got to get a little attention on the subject sometimes. And Andrew, are you drawing right now, or what? Are you watching your? Are you into your Red Sox yet, or no? Hey, Mercy Three, been listening in the background. I'll bring it up. Been listening in the background a while as I have found sex is the cement in the building blocks of a healthy, loving relationship, a bonding love moment of commitment. Healthy sex is not greedy. No, healthy sex is not greedy. Um, you say sex is the cement and the building blocks of a healthy, loving relationship. So are you saying, what if the sex is not good? What if it's terrible? Or what if it's mediocre, between good and terrible? Um, are you at an age where you would settle for that? I guess that's the thing too. Is when you're young, everything is done quickly. Andrew says, "Well, what if the foreigner brings the Filipina back home? Now they are the foreigner. What happened to them? Is sex still important or something else?" Oh, you mean if the foreigner brings the Filipina back to the States? I had to condense it. It wouldn't let me write a book. That's all right, Merc 3. No, but I mean, I guess that's the other thing too, is what part of your life at a certain age, because like we said, we just talked about, we all change as we get older. So what age range is it where you can bring the sex? You don't have to have sex this important in your life. You have something else, a little bit more priorities important in your life with your relationship. Where sex isn't up here when you're 20. Now it's here at a certain age. Hey, hamsters, welcome in. Aloha. We're talking sex. Tell your husband to cover his ears. Ira is attending to her niece's 18th birthday party. They're getting it set up. It's at 2 o'clock in the Philippines, so it'll be 2 a.m. here. So, hamsters, we were just talking the age range where sex is up here on your list when you're in a relationship. And then as you get older, it might drop a couple notches. I mean, is we all agree it's still very important in your life, but is it still the top thing in your relationship as far as what carries your relationship, or does it change as you get older? Okay. OUFN says, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk you and me. Remember that song. But I don't, and I notice like Filipinas will shy away from wanting to talk about it. It's not that they don't like it, but they shy away from wanting to talk about it. And most time Ira goes as far as she spells it out and won't say the word. So let's talk about all the good things that maybe. Let's talk about sex. Yeah. Are you going live tonight? I didn't see anything. I didn't know if you were going live tonight. Hapsters. But I did pin the link at the top of the chat if you'd like to come up, anybody. Because I am. Merck says sex is not important to self-impotence, but it is a bonding and reassurance depending on the relationship and person. Some stay freaky, some mellow out. Mellow out is more fulfilling. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing too. Everybody has a different choice or different taste in sex. Um, some get a little crazy in the bedroom. Some are just mellowed out, like you said. And so, does that maybe that changes when you get older too? I don't know. Okay, thanks, Mama H. Okay, I didn't see nothing, so I must have missed it. But does that Andrew? Does that change for you? Do you slow down as you get older? Well, you're not old yet, are you, Andrew? But maybe that slows you down. Maybe going from freaky to mellow or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it changes. Now, can it be? Let's say a woman falls in love with a man falls in love with the woman. Are you willing? How much are you willing to adjust your sexual activity for the person you love? You know what I'm saying? If your partner is different than you in bed, does that still work? If one is freaky and one is mellow, will they work that way? Nope, I'm Latino. We keep swinging until the wheels fall off. I heard about that Latino love stuff. Sex can play a role in increasing intimacy between romantic partners. Regular sex is linked to lower divorce rates among married couples. So it sounds like with good sex, you have a good marriage, a better marriage or whatever. Um, so sex is always, even after you're 20 years old, sex is still at the top of the list for importance to keep the marriage going. Merc 3 says when you are in love, sex is satisfying and fulfilling. Healthy sex is life is good. Love is gentle love, is kind love, is demanding. Isn't demanding, yeah. So you said a word there, satisfying. Is satisfying good enough, or is it over the top? Does it have to be over the top once in a while? You know what I'm saying? The type of sex does change for some. Mellow can be just as good. It can also offer benefits for physical psychological health, including lower stress, improving sleep, boosting immune functions. Yeah, yeah, I understand that part of it. Uh, well, but it does help you sleep. It does relieve stress. Um, but if the sex is no good, what does that do for you? What's up where on my screen? Laurel and Hardy. You don't know Laurel and Hardy? Oh, Ira, that's her niece's 18th birthday is today. So Andrew says, for me, I like a partner that has similar sexual aspirations. So Andrew, you at this time of your life, you won't date anybody that has different types of sexual aspirations than you. So if you're freaky, she has to be freaky. What if she doesn't like whitey tighties? Yeah, Ira was up here for a little bit, and then she had to go help do something, but she's left her camera on just in case she can sneak back on. Halfwit, welcome in, brother. Thanks for coming in. So Andrew says, you think I want to be in bed with the vegetable? No. A vegetable. You got me on that one. Yeah. OUFN, so you have a trapeze? Yeah. Merc 3 says, satisfied is a personal question. Are you satisfied with simple pleasure or do you need to skydive? It depends on the participant. I would speculate. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but when satisfied is a word, when somebody says satisfied, are you satisfied? It's kind of a word that means are you satisfied? Which means, okay, I'm okay with this. I'll take it. Now, it's like somebody gives you a present. Yeah, it's good. I'm satisfied. But if somebody gives you a fabulous present, you're ecstatic. You understand? I don't know if that makes sense or not, what I'm trying to say. So satisfied is kind of like middle of the road. That's what I guess was asking you before. Is satisfied good enough? Because there is above satisfied. I always knew Andrew is a freakazoid, if that's a word. Yeah, we'll make it a word tonight anyway, right? I think everybody knew Andrew was a freakazoid. Like I told Ira, I said the first one in the chat's going to be Andrew, and when I brought it up, the first one in the chat was Andrew. Andrew says, Jim, in the bed is always a circus act to me. Oh boy, do we really want to hear all this? Mama H, do you really want to hear the freakazoids uh, bedtime manners and stuff? Off the charts. I've just seen God, sex. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. It's satisfied. A word is a word to me that it's kind of like, we are you satisfied with this meal we just cooked for you? Yeah, I'm satisfied with it, but I knew if I went down the street I could have had better. I don't know if that makes sense. That make it sound different? Satisfied is something you'll settle for. Yeah, yeah, you were first. I knew that SEX would bring you right out of the closet, Andrew. Well, after I posted it, then see, and I should have. I tried to get him, Robert. You were there already. I guess I shouldn't have put SEX in the title because this bot won't leave me alone. They just keep slamming me with naked websites and stuff. So don't ever put SEX in your title. Let me see if I can. So Merc 3, are you selfish or are you a pleaser? Do you care how your partner feels? Are you happy sacrificing? I love my wife with all my heart. I would never degrade her. I feel pleased when I please. There you go. And that's what comes with love. That's why I said when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, whatever, and you're just out to have sex. You pick a girl up at the bar, the girl picks you up at the bar, whatever the case may be. Um, it doesn't matter if you please her or please him. Sometimes you just want to have sex, and it doesn't matter how it ends, really. Judy said, "Well, it's not always going to be the same every time, but it should always be satisfying and have meaning." Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Andrew says, "I'm really starting to believe Ira is dodging this dream." Yeah, she's disappeared now. She heard you were a freakazoid, Andrew, and she got the heck out of there. She has to spell sex. She can't even say the word. Now she hears freakazoid. She got the heck out of here. What time are you going live, Hamster? Yeah, I mean, I don't know why, but satisfied the word satisfied to me is just like a middle of the road word for me. Um, like I said, if you bring it down to food, are you satisfied with the food we served you? Because then you have greatly satisfied. You have, it's a good word. Satisfied is a good word, but there's better words sometimes. So that's, I guess, what I'm saying is, um, I think it comes from the restaurant thing. When they ask if you're satisfied, yeah, okay, but like, I could have went down the street and it would have been better. Merck says, "I am blessed man and have no complaints. A bonding of the hearts are most important. There's respect, love, honor, and marriage." Yes, sir. I absolutely agree with that. And that's what I'm getting at is at a certain point in our life, we quit worrying about the sex part. I mean, sex is still important in everybody's life, but we want to care more about what person we're with. We care more about respecting that person and that person respecting us back and honoring what they, showing them respect in every way possible when they show you respect every way possible. Because when you're in your teens and early 20s, you don't think about none of that stuff. 3:30. Oh, you're still at work then? 1800. Okay. Oh, we got the Freakazoid coming up. All right. At least he's not playing any X-rated movies for me.
Let's talk about you.
I still remember that, Andrew. That was probably one of the first streams I went to of yours. When that guy come up like that, man.
Who?
So Merc 3 says content and pleased with the one you love.
Someone came up on my panel?
You're kind of quiet though.
Me?
Oh, maybe it's my speaker. I got it turned down.
Hello, chat.
There is a big difference in having sex and making love. I absolutely agree with that wording right there, Tim. I agree with that. I think as we're older now, we wouldn't want to ask a woman to have sex because we're looking for love. And if you want, you want to make love, not sex. Make peace, not war.
Someone's looking at the house. Is like, she's really sexual over there.
Young and dumb, and you know the rest. Yeah, I failed to mature early. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I am at work here talking about sex. Hope no one is standing behind. Well, you think they'd be surprised? No. So what's going on? What you got? You got something hanging in the room, or?
Yeah, I got that sheet.
Oh, so do you have a certain way you have to hang it then, or you just hang it your way and do it?
Yeah, I just put a little pin in the wall, and then I gotta draw like the shadows, so I have to like replicate it. But I have like a big 18 by 24 sheet,
Right.
It's actually due on Monday, but my art teacher, she's really like lenient because she knows like people have lives and stuff. So time. Even though I had like almost 2 weeks to do it, but I'm the type of person when I start doing something, I can do something for like hours.
You like to wait till the last minute and rush into it, or no?
You know what? To be honest, in chaos for me is when I produce my best stuff. Like I'm not the type to like if I plan it, yeah, it may come out well, but I like working in like a chaotic situation because it's like makes me more focused. Like when I have time to be content, I'll procrastinate.
Huh. Yeah. Robert said not to put that in my title anymore because this bot keeps hitting me about nude websites.
Right? They're like, you're the perfect candidate. Why stop blocking me? Just take the sex.
Yeah. Erase your history, Mama H. Nobody will know. She said she thinks you live in town. What? Oh, okay.
Yesterday I have a funny story. To get a little sidetracked, but like I went out to the seaport in Boston. I didn't realize, like, oh my lord, how like beautiful it is over there. Like, it's like another city that I've never seen because it's like these like Chicago has those bridges where they like go over the water.
Right.
Well, we have that same thing, but it's like a landfill that's became its own part of the city near the convention center. So I get there, like I'm like, I have my recorder, my GoPro, and I probably make some videos and record some things. And like I forgot that like I don't have the greatest bladder like I used to, but I have a well tested bladder, so it helped me out. But I had ate something I drank like it was like a 22 ounce of like Dr. Pepper. And then I went over there and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to set up and record some sounds and stuff. And then I had to I walked in there because once you walk in there, it's like one way in and kind of like one way out. And I had to take the biggest piss like ever. Like I start getting super religious. Like I'm like, God, please don't let me be like 32 years old and pee my pants out in public. Like, come on, I'll go to church. Don't worry, I'll read the Bible. And like I went to this like place where I thought there was a bathroom there when I was thinking like, oh, I've been here when I was like 23. Like I know there's a bathroom there. I went there. I was like, oh my God, I see the bathroom. And like I'm running to it because like I feel like if I run, I'm gonna like disturb my bladder more, so I don't want to pee my pants. And then I get to it, and I'm like, oh my God, like it was under renovation. The last place I know was like, I don't know if you ever heard like Faneuil Hall in Boston.
I haven't, but I've been to that place you just talked about. I went to. They had a car show there.
Oh, the convention center.
Yeah, I had to deliver some lights for the car show there one time.
All right, so you can imagine I was there and then have to walk to the other side of the seaport
Right.
where the Boston Aquarium is. Then nothing was there. Then I had to walk to Faneuil Hall, like run and do this, and then almost pee my pants. And I'm like, never again will I drink like a lot of. I guess the thing about Boston, though, I kind
Gotta
of
run down to the water.
it's everything's so pristine there. Like everything's a hotel. Everything's looking at you. It's the fact that like I think Boston's one city where I think in Georgia, like you can always find a place where to go to the bathroom. But like Massachusetts, is like so anti like public bathrooms. It's like it's annoying. It's like even train stations don't even have them. Besides like the real big ones like South Station or like there's only like one or two stations that have a public bathroom. But everything else in the city is like you have to go to a restaurant and like they don't even want people from the public to go use their restroom. So it's annoying.
See what you did to Merc? Merc's got to run to the bathroom now.
Yeah. But, talking about sex.
Tim says he sees all kinds of ladies wearing all types of clothes. Wearing sexy clothes doesn't make them sexy. Their attitude will determine that.
Yeah, it's very true,
Well, but that's an age thing, too. I mean, how old are you, Andrew? You're what?
32.
32. So you know what I'm talking about. but you've never been older. So, but you're feeling a little older. It sounds like, as far as your change and philosophy, as far as love and sex are combined, I think. But when you were 18 and 20, you just wanted to jump in bed.
It's actually
And
it's a, well, you know what? It's actually the opposite with me. Like in my later 20s, I was more comfortable with sex, and then it like unleashed me to like being in more encounters with women. Where when I was 18, I was, because I dealt with anxiety, so I didn't want to be around people. So
right,
it stopped me. It was like kind of like a blessing and a curse where maybe I didn't engage with people on a consistent basis where I maybe could be sitting here to you and saying, "Hey, Scotty, I have two kids right now," or something like that. I'm fortunate to like been smart, but I was very like masked with a mental issue that I couldn't a blockade. If I was like who I am now, I'd probably be saying like, for me, I always say I created a lot of relationships between people because there's a lot of women where when I was 18, 19 years old, I could have hooked up with and I didn't. And then that person went on to go be with somebody that I know. And I'm just
uh,
thinking back, like, man, if I wasn't like, such a wussy, then I would have, done this and it would have been a different story. So it's like, it is a difference for me, but I think like to answer your question like of sexual encounters and stuff, like when it comes to is it important? I think for like you, like your age, it's not really. It's about like there's this was it I heard that.
no, that was Ira tech messaging me that her phone died.
Oh
So that's her excuse for leaving.
no, I hear an echo. It's gone now. Yeah.
Is
Well,
it?
yeah, it's gone now. Well, I could say like for like someone like you, it's important, but I don't think it's something that's gonna define the relationship. You know, for me, it's like so many people put sex on a pedestal.
Yeah,
Like at
yeah,
a certain age where like if that person like sex is not the most important thing. I think things that come like stability, like work, like those things, and then that can kind of mask a lot of the sexual inabilities. But there are people there that just put like only sex, like, oh yeah, he's horrible in the bed or she's not great in the bed, so it's like such an important thing. I don't even want to talk to that person anymore. But I would say like
but that's a little different when you're younger, though. 18,
yeah,
19, 20 years old, whatever. That sex is important, but a lot of times it's not important who you're with. You just, it's like going out to the bar when you're a kid for the first time or something,
yeah,
and you have a pick of the group. You know what I'm saying? And but it doesn't really matter because you're not looking for love. You're just looking to have sex. So it's a different thing, as Tim said. Tim's my age, and he's like he said, now we're looking not to have sex but to make love.
yeah. It's very true. I mean, I think it's a different dynamic when you're talking about in a foreign relationship, especially in the Philippines. Like there's so many little things that you have to think about. We go online, we meet that person, then we actually meet them. Like if you're doing an LDR, and you're like, let's say we went through the whole COVID thing, you're gonna meet that person and get to know their personality first, and that person may just fall in love with your personality. That the sex became even smaller. Like, oh, you know what? I don't really care too much. I'm talking about for people that are a certain age. It's not that. And I don't think, to be honest, I don't know. Maybe it's just my thing. Like Filipinas, like let's say, like just I'm gonna just keep it in the Philippines community. But I always thought, like I always think, like sometimes I don't know what it is, but like it always comes off to me that Filipinas are more less judgmental when it comes to like uh part, like I see that they're less judgmental of a person's like sexual appearance or something like that, or physical appearance. I don't know. It comes off as like maybe like you know what, I love that person so much that like sex is not going to be such a crazy thing.
Well, I agree with you a lot on that, and like I said, I've never been over there, but just looking at, because I'm not, I never consider myself a very good looking person, but looking at some of these guys that are in the Philippines that are dating 20, 30 something year old girls, and they're 60 and pretty worn out, and so like you said, I mean, maybe the Filipinos are more about love than anything else. Um, they're
Yeah,
not.
I don't want to put any like stigma on anybody. You know, I just know from my experience that like I had never been to the Philippines or been physically with a Filipina, so like I can't say this is what I've been in Thailand, so like I know the Thai woman, so like I would say they're more like really family oriented, but they do identify like where money is an importance. So like sex is just like a something it's like it's an additive. You know, it's not really the most important thing.
Right.
Stability in like family, those two things trump that. You know, because anything after that, it's like you're talking about like the sex pack community or like the expat community. Sorry to put those terms out there, but like the, you have that environment there where like it's become like a business there, so it's like you have to get away from that to realize like family and instability is very important when you're in a place like you're in Bangkok and it's a lot of like business families and stuff. So that's why I think like where sex is more like it's not like an importance, it's more of like it's become like a business thing, there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Wow.
It's become like a
How
stigma.
much? How much money exchanged hands?
Yeah, it's become like that. So
Well, I mean, so Ira and Mama H kind of agree that sex is kind of like a medicine. Uh, so how much do you pay for medicine?
I want to go back to the Hapsters. I think she had a comment. Where is it? Yeah, for men, sex is just about physical. It's connected to so many other aspects of their lives: confidence, self worth, connection. That's very true. Because like a lot of men view sex as like um, they want to feel empowered. So you want to feel like you're in control of something. You want to
Hey,
feel.
Larry, 5200. Thank you. And sorry.
I was having these thoughts a couple. I always have like I always think about things like there's so many things I could have chatted about that I don't like talking about um like experiences like regardless of what, everybody should at least have bad experiences and good experiences regardless of what, because if you have no experiences at all, it's gonna hinge your progress in life. So like a guy needs to have that feeling and experience of empowerment, like dominating a woman up in the bed, you know.
But see, I think that's where what you touched on there. Like for me, I didn't have sex till I was 17,
You
and
make it sound like that was a long time. Like, yeah, I didn't have sex until I was like 10.
well, most of my friends had sex. Shoot, by the time they were 15, they were done. You know, but uh, I think that has a lot to do with midlife crisis. Honestly, I think the later in life you have sex for the first time, because now you're kind of behind everybody else as far as that goes. And so when you're 60 years old, you go through this midlife crisis because you're kind of feeling like you're 40. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. You started late, you
Yeah, so
know.
you kind of like feel like you have to capture these.
Well, usually, like if you start like 17, when I was 17. I went into service when I was 18, and was supposed to get married. Ended up not happening, but most guys that start late that I've talked to, End up getting married right after high school because they found one girl in high school, right? And they never had sex or anything. And so you go through life with one woman. Now,
That's
there's nothing wrong with it.
nothing wrong with it, but I feel like it's very tough because now there's so many
Oh,
situations. You better hope that that's like a everlasting love.
well, that's just it. You've never. It's like walking up to an apple tree and grabbing one apple, and the other thousand apples are sitting on the tree, and you can't reach them. Um,
Yeah, you're right.
whether you have sex with the other girls or not, it's the dating process is such a big deal, especially when you're younger. The dating process alone, you learn every time you go out on a date with the girl, whether it's a different girl every time or what, you learn so much. Just not talking about sex or anything, you just learn about how to communicate with people
Yeah,
and everything else. I think it's a big deal. uh,
yeah. I didn't have sex until I was like 17, 18. You know, the thing is, like, I kind of held off a little bit because I saw, like, I grew up in a domestic violence upbringing. So I was the last to see, like, my father in the way that he treated my mother, and then like my brothers, kind of like the way, because I used to, the way I grew up very fast, really young. Like when I was like 9 years old, I was taking the train, going to the city, parental supervision. I would come home. There would be parties. I grew up around drugs. I grew up around violence and all in one thing. But I never like, I didn't get in trouble. I learned, but I had good like people around me, like the examples. But I always had someone to tell me, like, you see that person, like, you don't want to be like him, but that
yeah,
person still be around your life. So I've witnessed people go to jail, and the thing is, like, it's a blessing to see that, but it's also like a curse because it's like you shouldn't go through that life, because I don't know what a regular life of like a regular family upbringing. I grew up with all. I have, through my dad, I have 7 brothers. Nothing but
okay,
testosterone, like nothing that showed um how to treat a woman well. Not saying that they didn't, but it wasn't like the what do they call it? Chivalry. Like, there is none of that. There was like, I only learned chivalry through watching The Bronx Tale, when Sonny said to Colodro, like, you're gonna open the door for your woman. Like, that's how I had things
right.
instilled to me.
I was raised that way too. Yeah.
I learned how to respect a woman through my father, through domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't put your hands on a woman.
Right.
Like, those are the type of things I had to learn in certain ways. That was like, it's like, why'd I have to learn that scenario to learn a lesson? Like, I could have seen it in an easier light than what I experienced.
Well, I grew up with an alcoholic father. Him and my mom separated, and then after I was born in Florida, he came down and got me and brought the rest of the family up north and left my mom in Florida. So they got divorced. I mean, from the time I was born, they were never together. Uh, but it was the same way. My dad was an alcoholic, and there were so many parties at our house growing up. Uh, Not the drugs, like you say, because he was older, but the alcohol. I could drink alcohol anytime I wanted to, no matter how old I was. He didn't care because he was an alcoholic, you know. And but marijuana became part of the issue and stuff like that too. But yeah, maybe that's why I didn't. Nothing happened with me until I was 17. But the crazy thing was, the first girl I was with got pregnant.
So
And
that's why
had,
it's tough, because you didn't have the like experience of like, oh, I just had a fun experience, and then like life just gave you a lesson right there.
yeah, that's why I went into service because she became pregnant.
Hey,
Uh,
I want to say something real quick. I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of military. I know it's going sidetrack, but I've been like really considering, at my age.
you're 32. I don't know. Would they let you in at 32?
They would. I looked up to it. I was supposed to go to the Air Force a long time ago. I'm not talking about like physical combat and stuff. more for like tech school and stuff. But those are only like there's only like two branches I would ever go to. I was supposed to a long time ago. That was my like goal, and it's kind of just rehashed. I don't know if it's like me watching a lot of like the Russia and stuff going on, but not to get sidetracked. But
No, no, no.
so,
That's an important thing because it's a big step. When I went in, I was 18, and I wish I would have stayed in forever because then I'd be set for life as far as retirement goes. Uh, I would have been able to retire at, I think, 48 or 40, 43 years old.
that's
You know,
kind of my outlook. Is like if I was to do it, I wouldn't just do like go there for like 4 years or whatever. I like would stay, because like it's not just like a future thing. It's like a life of a thing that I've always.
well, you want to treat it as life. Like right now, you want to pick when you're out there. If, let's say you were going to look for a job. Thanks, Robert. Naked got me again. uh, when you're out there looking for a job, you want to look for a right job that you're happy doing. It's the same thing when you go into service. If they won't let you into your MOS that you want to make sure you pick one that you're going to enjoy doing because it's just like life. It's a job that you're going to do. Now, can you change your MOS in the service? Yeah, you can. You can go back to school and do it all over again. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. That's why I figured to finish.
they kind of pissed me off because I went in. I didn't even have a GED because I quit school after ninth grade. And they let when they signed me up in '79, they were just hurting for people, so they were letting people join. But they said that I'd be able to go get my GED while I was in the service and stuff. And where I was stationed at, they wouldn't let me. We don't have time to let you go to school, and stuff like that. So,
Age limit? They might be right. Yeah.
but yeah, I would check on the age limit on your age. Being 32, I don't know. Hamsters might know more than I do on that.
Who said 32?
People can live without sex. Just curious with that. But I
Yeah,
don't know if you can live without sex.
yeah. Let's run through the. There's a lot of responses, but is it? I know Larry. What do you mean you can't live without sex? Is that what he's talking
Well,
about?
Iris says, are you agree that people can live without sex? Who said that? Did Iris say that or Larry say that?
I mean, you better tell the who is it, the Catholic or whatever, the nuns. You would tell them.
Well, they can live without it because they take it out on the students. I had friends that went to Catholic schools, and man, they would beat them with them rulers, and they said that's how they get rid of their anxiety because they don't have sex.
30 a.m.
You think so, hamsters? You think people can live without it?
Yeah, they relaxed the ages. I was reading like the Navy and stuff. I think it's like 38 now.
What do you think, Andrew? Can people live without it?
I think people can, but it takes a very high discipline and
Now, are we including self gratification that you can live without?
I believe it's done. I think you watch like Gandhi and them, like they don't live through the physical state, even though they are physical, but they spend a lot of time mentally meditation and stuff. It could be done. It's possible, like if to self care, you don't touch yourself. You have sex, you don't get in bed naked with someone and do the business. It's possible to not do it, but where people, human nature and things happen. There's a lot of stuff, obstacles that are in our way that will try to uphold that. I mean, to try to stop us, like going out, and if you don't drink alcohol, then that's a good step, because you go to a bar and you have one shot, two shots, the next minute the trash can starts looking sexual.
Well, Larry 5200 says you can definitely live without it.
You know.
Now, does that include self gratification? I guess my question is:
Well, then now you're asking
is
Larry. He's
is
self.
that considered sex, or is that just considered relief? Is that how you spell relief?
Bring back morals, chastity until married, and we two parents home. We get two
Grown
parents.
men constantly talk sexual is an issue with me. Yeah, it is with me too because I'm the type of person when I'm with a woman, I don't talk about our sexual activity with anybody. To me, that's the most personal thing in the world, and I don't like to talk about it with. I got friends that just openly talk about their sex with their wife and stuff, and it's like I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, that's just disrespect, you know.
Yeah, and but it's also like the YouTube that the girls do these bikini challenges and stuff. I don't watch it because they're all got boyfriends in it, and I have a girlfriend, so I don't want to go watch somebody else just to watch them in a bikini challenge. That doesn't interest me at all.
You know what? To be honest, what I find real sexual, like sexy for a woman, is like when a girl is first off when she's got an amazing personality. Like when I know this term is like kind of like people say, oh, the personality thing, but when you have an amazing personality and she knows how to be sexy without actually being sexy, like some of them will dress up more, but slightly give you a hint, like you're like, man, like she's got leggings or some stockings on, something like that. But the way she dresses and the way she acts and the
Right?
way she presents herself or and like is respectable about herself, goes far more than a girl that's just wearing a bikini and stuff
Yep.
because you know the mystery is more. Mystery is more. See, the thing is, we lost mystery. That's what we lost. We really lost a lot of mystery through the years. Now you can go on social media. I can see a half dozen naked women. Porn is available, like literally. We have a guy in the chat that's keep putting emojis of comes over here, like watch this. You know, sex is too available nowadays, so it's not as appealing to the a lot of. It's not a mysterious thing anymore. It's just it's too much, too saturated. Definitely, social media is a big factor when it comes to sex. Yeah.
I lost my place here. Too many bots hitting me because of that word. Wonder if I could change my title right now.
What are you gonna call it?
I don't know.
Just put in the title. We are not talking about sex.
Yeah, Merck says that Judy, grown men acting like crazy teen. I can't respect them. Yeah, I mean, that's what worries me about, when I first started looking, I guess, into the Philippine, when I got into the YouTube thing, watching and came across the Philippine stuff, and then came across the dating site. And I would have 18-year-old girls contacting me. It's like, I don't want an 18-year-old girl. My son is 40 years old. I don't want somebody older than or younger than my son.
Yeah.
So, um, and I've always said I don't want to go any younger than maybe 15 years apart. And that's what we are right now. She's 46, I'm 61. So to me, I think we'd have more in common. I don't, I'm glad that older guys get along with younger girls if they do. But um, sometimes I wonder what the hell do you have to talk about when your husband is 65 and you're 22?
You know what? But a lot of that stuff was destroyed by, like even talk about the military, right? We had sailors go over there. They had sex with young
Right, right,
and people retiring and going to these countries, and then somebody broke that barrier where made it okay for, well, this will be a big change in life. There's a foreigner there, so some young woman, probably was 18, 19. She had a relationship or got sexual contact with someone that was older, and then it just kept gradually, getting further apart in the age gap, and then they didn't care because it was a financial thing now. So
Right.
it's like the guy's coming over here, he's 50, then it goes to 60, and like, oh, who cares, So it's gotten more, even worse. It's gotten less from sex and more to stability in the future. Where I wish that stigma had changed because
But don't you think the age gap works with Filipinos because the way they are, that they're more mellow about sex? Where because now you're talking 60, 70-year-old guys, we are mellowing down on sex a little, a bit. Like I said, we're putting, like I said, I'm 61, so you're putting sex down a notch or two, and that Filipinos are that way even when they're younger. Most of them everybody I've talked to says that they're more mellow on sex. They're like not like Western women that say you go to the bar and pick one up a dime a dozen. Now I'm not saying all Filipinos are that way, but most of them, it appears, are more mellow, laid back about the sex than Western women are, and so it matches well with the age gap.
yeah, because there was probably some dude that was like, oh, I just like the company. There's always those guys out there. I don't care, just like your company and
Yeah,
stuff. I just like looking at you. But then you have guys that go there and they're really just, they're only there for one thing. And you have that mix of that hurricane of guys that go to, like, when the COVID happened, you think guys who were really complaining that they couldn't go to the Philippines, they were more complaining that they couldn't go to other countries because they knew their sex life was very horrible or basically non-existent back home,
yeah,
or they're hiding something, like that's the one thing. That's why, like, when I came back from Thailand, you know I didn't have any type of blues because my sex life was any different. I truly enjoy traveling and liking the country, and it's more of like escape to me because when you are like, you realize like you're in your 30s, or I was 28 when I went. I'm like, man, like I should have enjoyed a lot more. It was kind of like going to and kind of recapturing experiences. Sex wasn't even a thought. It was more of like escape to like enjoy my life because I know more, there's more experiences that are more important, things I have to get done. I probably will never even I sometimes I think like I don't even know if I'm gonna even make it to the Philippines or even travel again because how life is going right now, like with
right.
all the wars and famine and stuff, and just like it's just life is getting more rough. You never know if you're ever gonna make it back to a place in that in life. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, that's and that's why like at my age, I kick myself in the butt every day that I never traveled when I was younger, because now as I'm older and it's not as easy to travel really because of the health issues and stuff like that and everything going on, that when you're older you obviously don't get around as well as you did when you were younger, backpacking up the mountains and stuff like that,
Hmm.
so there's a lot of things I won't see that I could have saw when I was younger if I would have.
Yeah, it, it,
Mike
it
G.
it becomes a thing. It's like sometimes for me, it's like, do I have to sacrifice love just to enjoy my life? Because I was kind of a late bloomer to experiencing life outside of America. That it's hard to go and be with someone and then want to travel places in the world. Then COVID hit, so it was like,
Right.
what do you do?
Well, Merc 3 said 12B20, and I loved my MOS is done. I don't know what 12B20 MOS is, but I was 95B10. Mama H said that you enlist, you cannot be younger than 17 or older than 39.
Wait, what did she do? What happened?
She said you can't be younger than 17 or older than 39 to join the service.
Yeah, I was reading. But I always wondered. I was like, why is the military like? I understand maybe for combat reasons, but the military is more expansive now with like technology and Me, when I went to did my ASVAB down in the when I was 19, I scored really high. I scored in administrative. The reason why I didn't go is because I had a credit bill that I had to pay. So my reenlistment was like 6 months ahead. So I was like, I don't want to waste time. So I went to college, and then that transpired into my, just forgetting about the military from that
Yeah,
point.
I lost a lot of points because I didn't finish high school, and I don't know if they still allow you in with that. But when I went in, you didn't have to have a high school education.
You
And
can go now, like yeah, people that don't have a thing. There's like a program where it kind of trains you through that. Then you get enlisted and stuff. So
yeah,
I'll be combat
so they
engineer.
must be hurting for people in the service again because they only did it for a while when I went in '79. But I was in the unit I was in training with. I was in the first unit that had male and females training together. We were the first ones.
What he said,
Mert says, bring back morals, chastity until married, and we get two parent homes. The world will flourish and government save money.
I
That's
retired as
about
you
sex. So.
say. Mercury says most Pinay have morals. However, survival techniques kick in. Supply and demand. Expats prey on vulnerable. The morals are there. Many want to survive and feed family. I don't fault. Yeah, that's very true. It's just kind of it's sad because like
Hey, Nip Bomb. What's up, brother?
the perspective of like the way that we look at like love, and then you go to like say like you go somewhere to the Philippines and you find someone that's like pretty attractive and you finally get to meet this woman, but she may not see you as like someone that's like wow, this is easy, but you think it's love, but the whole time for her it was just a way out. So it's like, where do we find that middle ground where we're understanding like, do you actually love me, or am I here because like, like, why am I like, what are we doing, like, are you really love me because of like me, or am I just like a meal ticket?
Well, but
Yeah.
but most of them treat, even though, like we call it a meal ticket or whatever we call it over here. Um,
Adrian calls a meal ticket the number five at McDonald's.
well, but I think they treat it better than a Western woman treats a meal ticket. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If you, they also give you support. They also cook for you and clean for you over there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to get that from a Western woman over here most of the time.
that's very true.
If she's looking for a meal ticket,
The house is the only one that got it. It's like, that's my
you know.
meal
Well,
ticket.
that's I think that's a big deal for me because I didn't go looking just because you can date younger women. No,
No,
next time to California.
you I mean, you went through the American society, so you understand it. Like
Right?
different, we have different societies, so we understand. Like me, I always look at it, and I used to fault myself. Like I'm like, damn, I'm in my 30s. I don't have any children, but I realized like society in America changes. Like now, it almost seems like society changes. Like I used to think like every 10 years, but it's almost creeping up. Like society almost changes like every 5 years, and by the time, is it even worth it to like bring in kids? Like I go online media all day just talking about war and inflations and stuff, and I'm like, man, I really haven't felt the pain of society really because I haven't had children. I've went under it because I don't have to deal with paying for a home, paying for bills like that, paying for food for kids. So I've never felt that. So it's like, now that I see it and I'm more aware of it, is it really worth it? Re, Going into American society when I can just see it for what it is and say, you know what, let me just work my butt off, and eventually I'll just want to retire somewhere else because I don't have any plans on retiring in America anyway. So it's like,
Right.
make like a 20-year plan and say, hey, when I get to I'm 50, hopefully that I'm fucking around.
Well,
But
there's a Filipino American couple. Gosh, I can't remember their name, but I just came across them not too long ago. They started dating, so they're a little bit older, but they started dating before social media. They were in an LDR where they sent letters back and forth from America to the Philippines. Imagine that. Just letters. There was no social media back. There was no internet. There was nothing. So they were just writing letters back and forth to each other. And they've been married ever since he brought her over. They've been married and they've been together. And
How long ago was this?
geez, I can't remember. That's what I was trying to think of because I just came across the story not too long ago.
Imagine those trolls back then. Still, they send you pictures thinking it's your wife. The whole time they just flashed you. Flashed
See?
you.
What's that?
Imagine those trolls back then. Still, they send you
On the letters?
Really, they send a picture of their wiener to you. They still flash me. It's 1960. What the heck?
But you imagine, writing a letter that's going to take, what, 3 weeks probably to get to her? 3 weeks back to get to you? And, and they made it. And they survived all that. That's a lot to go through. Because even, back then they had, what they call them? The wives, what were they called? Where you could order a bride. You could order a bride from overseas,
Imagine that.
from
Your
China,
shipment-
Japan, and stuff.
Your shipment arrived. She's there. The thing nowadays, our attention spans is so. I'm not saying anybody that's over like, my age, like maybe even like 40 and on, probably have like longer attention spans, but like younger, like our attention spans, like people that are in 20s, they'll talk to like we have mobile websites that go like swipe right, so it's like it's basically has really made it even harder for someone to even keep a connection going because it's like we keep on swiping. We have options. There's so many options now.
Geez, all three of these guys knew it. Mail order brides.
Right? Your wife is downstairs.
Yeah, you guys are so used to doing everything online and doing everything quick and going through the process and stuff. I'm old enough that I remember when the internet started. You know what I'm saying? I remember when home computers first started coming out and stuff like that. So
Return it.
yeah, a friend of mine, he could tear them down and put them back together even back then. And so he got us a thing to where we could talk online because we lived in different cities before you had any of this stuff here. You had to go through your processor, which was a dial-up network, and then somehow he set up something. But so Mama H, I thought she said, so true, Larry 5200. This is an example to some of these ladies on YouTube. They think wearing skimpy clothing makes them more appealing to sex, when in the truth is degrading. I think, and then she said, I think some Filipinos are more in tune when it comes to their partners. I guess the older the partners, the less likely they'll have sex. Also, most of them are just into companionship, perhaps. So, I mean, that always got me about these expats that are living over there, living with their girlfriends. But when they do YouTube, they always want the girl wearing a bikini and stuff. And is it more about the expat wants other expats to send her money so he doesn't have to give her money? Or, what is the deal with that process? Because, it's like me and Ira. I mean, I wouldn't want her to go on YouTube in a bikini because we're together. That's just, I guess, the feeling when you have feelings for somebody. You don't want her showing her body to other people.
Yeah.
I guess, and so these expats over there, I don't know if I'd say they let their girlfriend go online doing the bikinis, or if they tell them to do that to get money, because
It's
that's
all different. I don't want to blanket anybody that goes to another country and stuff, because to be honest, the values of a Western woman are very dropped off. Like now, like, capitalism has really changed the outlook of like how the woman is now.
Thanks, Judy. Appreciate it.
Men are usually in prison or they're working their asses off, and women are usually working a lot too. So it's like hard to raise a family, and then or a lot of people on social media, so they kind of don't want to like build a family and like the woman be the woman and the man speak to man, because we have to work so much. Now, with when it comes to like Filipinos, like the Asian, I would say the Asian woman is somewhat the last of the Mohegan, where it comes to women that actually like are somewhat submissive to a man. Like you go, like I'm Latino, and I know a lot of Latinas are very aggressive. When it comes to like how they perceive love or sex or the way that they want to present themselves. Where like
Right.
the Western women are a little defensive, a little bit too. I don't know disrespect, but and I'm not talking about any woman that's older. I'm talking about women like kind of now, but a lot of it doesn't matter if now a lot of Asian women are still by nature very submissive, like, and that's with Western men or people from Europe men, they kind of still perish deep down inside. And I think a lot of men still seek that, so they go to other countries. It doesn't have to be the Philippines. It doesn't even have to be. It just that type of personality is still very valuable to a man.
Yeah, but Larry, I think feminism has creeped into the Philippines. I'm not, it's not full blown, but I think it has creeped in there a little bit. Um, when I first started watching all this and listening about Filipinas, I just felt like, that, when they say, oh, well, Filipinas are this way and this way and this way, and it's like some of this stuff, it's not Filipinas, it's just women are this way. But everybody keeps saying, well, Filipinas are this way, but if you look at it, most women are that way. But there are, you can tell the difference, how they react and stuff compared to Western women about certain things. But most of the Filipinas are, tampo. They call it tampo or whatever. It's the same thing over here. I mean, you get in an argument. Yeah, maybe they don't shut up, but that's because they've learned. Growing up here in the United States, even as a woman, you got to learn to protect yourself. You got to learn to beat the crap out of the person that is giving you problems. So even when you're married, they're not going to tampo over here.
Tampo is like the stupidest thing. Tampo only works to a man that has low self-esteem or doesn't understand his worth. Because if you do a tampo to a guy that doesn't give a crap, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the next girl. Give me that freedom. Give me that time. Give me that time. You want to tampo me? Then I'm gonna just destroy your mindset. And you're like, well, I wasn't doing anything. You were tampoing me, but that whole time, that man could have been talking to 5 different women.
Right.
That's. I'm talking as a guy that's a piece of shit, But if you're a guy that really cares for the woman, a tampo could really hurt the relationship. Like it don't really work. In my perspective, it don't really work unless you really like you are like one of those guys that really loves this woman. Tempo can work, but I just think that's so like if you're like past 18 or like if you're a mature adult, like tampoing, that's like a child thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna just tampo him so that he gets it. Like he'll put me in the corner for what? Then I'm just gonna go and talk to someone else.
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna go and just go to the gym and work out or whatever? Tim Dizzy acts like, yeah, I'm going to the gym.
Mama H says all she does is leave the house and come back when I know that I called off a bit, when she cooled off a
To me,
bit.
that's cool. She tampoed herself.
Right. Yeah. Merck says my Panay isn't submissive. She is a strong woman that loves and stands her grounds for me and family. I never get tampo. Tampo is a childish woman playing games.
Yeah, it's a childish thing.
Yeah. Larry says tampo is immature.
I like strong women, but I also like a strong woman that understands like this is my man. This is like, and I want him to lead.
But it's like Ira and I have talked, and Ira said, if you can't talk, you have no communication. You're not going to go anywhere, but backwards. You're just not going to progress the relationship if you can't communicate. And Tampo is not communicating. That's sitting in, like you said, sitting in the corner doing nothing.
You're contradicting yourself. You says communication is key in a relationship. Like you're telling me I'm not talking to you. So
yeah.
I seen Tampo in the chats too. It's the stupidest thing. It's like, oh, that person's not. She's not talking to me. And then like the person be like, hello there, whatever, and the person's not. And like, you're in the same chat with that person. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
go to chat, and follow them. It's like, okay, obviously you're trying to make him see that you're tampering that person. Like, stop doing that.
is that right? In the
So
chat.
child.
Yeah. So I just Merck says he 12B20 was a combat engineer sergeant, and Tim Desiak said he retired as a 2T171. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, it's really. But I served in the military. My dad served in the military. My stepmom, my brother did.
So Larry 5200 said the companionship is fine, but I still wouldn't want someone around all the time. I'm used to having my alone time. Just dating casually is better for me personally.
And
Yeah, and
that's and you know what? That's all right.
yeah,
You don't
everybody
have
is different, and if you're upfront about it, I think that's the big thing, though. You, Andrew, is to be upfront with the girl you're talking to about what kind of relationship you're looking for.
I always hated that, like people that like bother you because you're single, bother you, they can bother you no matter, bother you because you're in a relationship, bother you because you're married. They're gonna criticize. Everyone's always gonna criticize you. But I hate the people that, not saying I hate, but like people that commit. Like I have a cousin. He dates. He'll get in. He cries for a relationship, but when he cries, he tries to destroy the person and the relationship, and then he'll like cheat. And it's just like, why be in a relationship? Just be single. Like, stop being in a relationship and acting like you're single.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, just be single.
yeah, yeah. You can't have both. I mean, Merck says Western women don't interest him anymore. Let's see here. Nippon said he just bought a car online. No need to deal with the car salesman. Happy for you, Nippon. What'd you buy? Uh, Interesting fact, Merck says, is most American Panay divorces in our area are women from Bisaya and Mindanao. Merck says they are YouTube view seekers. Must be talking about the guys that put the girls on there in the bikinis. Tim says, my girlfriend doesn't want to be in my videos. She doesn't want to be on YouTube.
Repeat that.
Tim says his girlfriend doesn't want to be in his videos and she doesn't want to be on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. That's hey, that's we're not required. It doesn't say in the Bible or anything to be on social media.
Right. Feminism, Larry says, hasn't taken over those countries yet.
You know what though? Feminism thing. I've never. It's weird. It's like, to be honest, like I've rarely ever ran into. Uh I've never seen police brutality. There's two things I've rarely ever seen. I've never really seen police brutality. Most of our cops. See, the echo came back.
Yeah, no, that was the notification thing on my phone.
Not saying every cop is bad and every cop is good, but I've not really even Stadies came across like a bad cop to me, but I've never really seen like a feminist woman. I don't know what it is. It's like I've only ever seen it on TV, and people talking about. I've never seen like a Karen or anything. It's weird. Watch tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk around.
I mean, that's the problem with social media. Because it's still so young. I mean, that it's still going through its stages of how to be used. You know, that these people putting out things that are not true, especially like you said about the police officers. There's bad cops, there's good cops, because we're human beings and they're human beings. So you're going to have bad and good in the police department, in the fire department, in the hospital, wherever. And there's going to be dumb cops that make stupidest mistakes in the world. I've watched a lot of those videos and having a tiny little bit of training in the military as a police officer. I saw a lot of dumb, stupid mistakes that even a rookie shouldn't even make. But, you know, I think we still have to respect, because if we lose respect for like the police officers and stuff, we must just call ourselves Russia. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's
Yeah,
what makes us different from those guys, is that we show respect for people like that.
yeah.
Merck, Mert says, if you want to be afraid, mess with me or my wife's family. You won't see tomorrow. Okay. Uh, oh, Tim was a truck driver. Okay. Tim was a truck driver in the service. My first military job was commissary. I can't say it. Commissary. I think it's kitchen.
I think it's commissary.
Commissary. Thank you. I don't know. My brain died. Then I ended up in transportation. Cool. I mean, that's a good job in the military transportation. I don't know now, but it was. I was an MP, and then I started training as a clerk on the military police desks. I was clerking up there and stuff. The clerk was actually training me. I didn't go through retraining and stuff
Where was this?
in the service when I was in the army. What time did Mama H say she's going live?
Time is it?
11 or 10? 11?
It's 10:30 right now.
Must be 11, unless she left. I haven't seen her. Mama H, what time you go live? 11? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting subject, and I probably shouldn't have put SEX on my title because these bots are driving Robert crazy. But
Hey, it stimulates people's brains.
well, yeah,
Everyone,
sometimes you got to make people read and go, what? Okay, let's go. What's this about? Especially I don't use my channel as often as I should. I think you and me are kind of like when it comes to that. We do some videos, we do some live streams, but we're not hardcore at it like some of these guys. I don't
yeah.
think we feel the need that we have to put out 2 or 3 videos a week or anything like that neither.
I mean, I would like to, but it's just like in the beginning when I like bring up a conversation, and then it's you don't know how you're gonna affect someone if you say something, and then like you realize like, man, like that topic, what does that have to even do with my channel, or like what I actually like? I'm like, now I'm in drama because I had spoke my mind on something like that. Like,
Most-
talk about, I
See,
don't talk about LDRs because it's like I don't like to talk about things that I don't really have experience in, of being in that situation, or because I can't tell someone like what's right or what's wrong.
well, and I kind of researched that the whole time I was watching YouTube before I started the channel. That their algorithms on YouTube is like if I called this the Scotty B Sports Show,
Mm-hmm.
and if I didn't do a bunch of sports on there, my algorithms would be just like
Yeah.
going killing me, right? And I think that's what's hurting King because he was doing all that stuff. He put all those videos on his when he changed his name, so he's got all these walking videos, and I think it's making him go, "Where? What are you doing?" But
It's highly algorithm based.
because he's up to like 1,400 now, and they still haven't monetized him yet. But that's why I made it not the Scotty B. I named it the Scotty B Show because the show means I can do a lot of different stuff, not just one certain thing. This isn't called Scotty B Crafting or the Scotty B Art Show, or you know what I'm saying?
I used to do the gaming things, and like gaming will bring people in, but like they'll look at him like, "Is this what is this channel?" Instead of like you being like a channel that's just dedicated to a gaming,
Right.
videos or live streams. But it's like for me, what I like, I never really posted. Like I would do if I could, if like the C-19 thing didn't happen, I would have probably traveled and done some live streams and stuff. But to be a real traveler and stuff, you got to keep on going and going and going. So I have to kind of figure out like what am I actually good at, and like what I want my channel to be about and stuff. People go there, and then when my live streams happen, what happens is that like my channel is so integrated into the Philippines community, I
Right.
can't just like switch it up, and then people are like, "Oh, I don't really get this. I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, because I want to. I was thinking about doing a bunch of Tiger games this year, and it's like, boy, if I switch to that on the Scotty B Show, like you said, we're into the Filipino community so heavily that they don't know baseball and stuff. It's kind of like POD, and me and him had talked a few times because he gets frustrated when he tries to do his sports stuff and nobody shows up. And so, for one thing, you got Philippines in your name. So people from America are going to think you're doing Philippine sports, you know. And so having trouble drawing people and stuff too. But like you said, I mean, I think if you want to do sports, King is fine because he wasn't so deep into it. But I think if I want to do my Tiger baseball and draw some people, I'm going to have to start a whole new channel. Just
Yeah,
because it won't be Philippine, because people come to my channel, the baseball people, and if they look back at my videos, because if you go to subscribe somebody, at least I do, I go to their homepage, I go to their videos and see what they kind of do, and if the baseball people go there and go look and go, we're not interested in all this other crap he's going to do on this channel, so we're not going to subscribe. You know, that's where you lose them. It's not that they won't come back to watch the next game, they won't subscribe because they see you're going to be throwing in all this relationship stuff that they don't want to watch. You
that's
know?
yeah. You got to keep it consistent. Like you
Yeah.
want one thing, keep it that. You know, but it's just it can turn into a bloodbath of like you talking about like relationships and stuff, and then it just always some people they want to like take it personal, like what's going on. Like we are obviously me and you know nothing about people's lives. Anybody that comes to our channels and stuff, you know, there's something we do know, but we never will criticize someone else's and like you're doing it the wrong way, you're doing this. Like you
Right.
know, either we're talking about ourselves or we're talking about like completely information that we only know about.
Right. Well, it's kind of like somebody saying they work this job, and you say, "Why would you want to do that?" Well, that's what they want to do.
Yeah,
That's. I told somebody said that to me one time. I said, "That's what makes the world go round." I said, "We have millions of jobs out there. Somebody's got to do them, and somebody's going to like this job over the job you like. Just because you love cleaning trash cans, this person might like cleaning dishes. You know?
yeah, it's true. You know, some people don't want to do things like, you know, they don't want a complex job. They don't want to do like some people like just like working in an office, you know, like
Yeah.
me, I couldn't work in I get fidgety and you know, like want to move around. So me, I prefer doing something like more physical or more something that's like on my own. Like I started my own business.
Well, see, and I started delivery, but I did it locally because I was married at the time. And so towards the end of the marriage, I was happily to take freight across the state line and be gone for a couple of days at a time. Put it that way, you know.
Yeah,
Merck says sex is subjective. It is something different to each person. Love and respect in relationships brings fulfillment that many will never or will ever get because of selfish or immaturity. In short, fulfillment and happiness in a healthy relationship does involve beautiful and healthy sex. Yeah,
yeah. Sex is subjective. It's not like some people see love different lights. You know, I've seen people that like was in a relationship that like the the man was like he didn't know how to lead, so his woman was more of like the authoritative figure, but he loved it. You know, he loved it because like I think the way that he grew up was more of like he knew what his strengths are and he knew his weaknesses are, and like being like that person that was a guy that was like the alpha or whatever wasn't the position that he liked to play, and it's like that's fine with you know that's your life, and you
yeah.
know that's the way you like to live it, and you know that's the way it works in your relationship. That person, it's all that matters is that it's going forward.
I think when you are with the right person, and what I mean by right person is you get along. You don't have to do everything together. You know, you have to trust that I have my night out to go bowling on Wednesday. You have your night out to go bowling on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But you get along so well in every aspect of your life that, and sex is part of that. Sex is always going to be part of a relationship
Yeah,
because there's always going to be sex. And talking to people in their 80s and 90s, if they could still do it, they still do it.
Oh yeah.
It's still part of the relationship. And but does that divide you? If let's say for example, let's say you date a girl for 3 to 4 weeks, let's say, and you haven't had sex, she hasn't slept over, you haven't slept over, whatever. You just been on dates. You really like this girl, you guys enjoy each other so much. You both get along, you love everything, love doing stuff together. Then you finally have sex and it sucks.
I
What
mean,
hap- then what happens? Does the relationship fall apart?
because all you've thought of it was the sex.
Well, I mean, the sex sucked, so you got no sex. I mean that and it does. It'll make the relationship fall apart. It really truly will, because you have to think about this, especially you're in you're 32. You're going to be with this woman for 60 years. Is the sex going to get better?
Nah, that's very.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, is it something that you have to think about and go, if I marry this woman in 5 years, I'm not going to ask her to marry me unless the sex is better. But then again, you guys get along great with everything else. You guys travel the world, you go whatever, hiking, biking, taking pictures, and all that other good stuff. You have great times. But when it comes to sex, it just, because to be honest with you, I dated this girl, and then the first time we had sex, she was one of those girls that it just was nothing. There was nothing there. And it broke it up to where I didn't want to date her anymore.
Wait, because the sex was not good. Have you said?
Well, yeah, because it's a tough thing. What are you gonna do? I mean, if you move in, if you're thinking about moving in together, what
Oh,
are you gonna do?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How old are you at the time?
I think I was in my 30s then.
Depends, a lot. Like, you're definitely not the same person you were when you're 30. So, like, if you look back at that situation and you were in that same current, if you were to relive that situation,
No, I'd have to talk to you offline about that, because there was no. I mean, it
but
was like
but speaking like
I could lay a plywood down on my bed and get
let's
more
say this
rest.
vaguely, is that like if in that situation as that person that was to be in that situation, their outlook on that could be different from the age of 30 to 50, and maybe cope with like we said, like going back to the question, is sex important? Now it comes into it like, is sex really that important? So maybe I could go on with this relationship because it's not of as an utmost priority that we put in the relationship. It's an extra, or it's just something, it's not great, but you know the relationship and having fun and connecting and learning and growing is outweighs the sex.
Well, at my age, yes. At my age, yes. But back, when I was in my 30s, no. And I think that came down to, and I think it's honestly going to be the same for you if you start sex later in life. It's like I said, most of my friends by 15 already had sex. I
Yeah.
was like, but I also saw one or two of them have become fathers at 16. And it's like I don't want no part of that. you know. But I think in your 30s and stuff is a great time. Um, but it's sex has got to be part of the relationship almost every single day. You're going to crawl in bed with this person every single day. If there's no temptation there that's laying next to you, if you have no temptation to roll over, because you know it's going to be bad sex,
Yeah, that's what.
it's going to gnaw at you every day.
Yeah, if you're a person that likes sex, it will. If you're a person that just loves being a lover and in love, then you might not bother you. So you love that person, you love being with that person, you love their flaws.
Well, it's not a flaw though. I mean,
Oh, I mean, it's true. It's not a flaw, but you love their
someone not knowing how to have sex, or
yeah.
someone that's still.
You just love that. You just love them. That that's okay. They're not that great. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. You know, I
But
love.
there's a difference between a virgin, or somebody that hasn't had sex often and doesn't know how to have sex.
Uh,
Let's say, okay, maybe has had sex once or twice, and a person that is just um, terrible at sex. I mean, like I said, I could lay a piece of lumber down on the bed and would have got more activity out of that than her.
that's why a lot of men are at Home Depot.
Yeah, that's why they make those little thing notches in there that you can knock it out and have a
That's
hole
why
in
they're there.
it. But it's just, but it's also a mind game too, because like I said, you crawl in bed, and if it's no good, if it and it just ain't getting any better. Now that, like I said, that's the difference. Uh, no good or not knowing how to be good. Uh, because she hasn't had sex with maybe twice in her life or something. So your learning experience is there. But um, if you got to lay next to her in bed and you don't want to have sex with her anymore, just think about it every night. It's going to gnaw at you.
Mhm.
And so what do? You either go to somebody else, or you kick her out. Sooner or later, you're going to want to have sex.
You know, the thing is though, just because that person's bad at something doesn't mean they can get better.
Right. Right.
So some
But
people,
that's what I mean. That's the difference between bad and not
yeah,
knowing how to have
some
sex.
people are quick to default on someone in like, oh no, your next person because they can do it better. It's like, what happened about learning? What happened about growing? Perseverance. You know, like those things that like we forget about those terms sometimes. I'm not saying a lot of people. I'm just saying that happens. You know, like that is goes back to the short attention span. Oh, that person can't do it. I'm gonna find someone else to do it. Swipe left. You know, like that mentality has kind of grown into long-term relationships where they just like, oh, she sucks at that. Like, you know what? I could find someone else that does that.
Well, the thing is, like sex people look at sex like um, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. How can you not be good at it? But somebody that drives a car every day, like I do, I can look at it and go, um, why can't you drive a car? It's the easiest thing in the world. Just some people are just not good at certain things.
Yeah, like get out of the left lane. Go 90 here,
No, I don't do that.
but it's all open.
So, yeah, Merck says some like being dominated. If he's happy, good. That's what works for that relationship. Tim says true alpha men are rare. Many men are alpha under different circumstances. Merck says new relationships usually lack experience. Time and love brings it. Forced sex is not nice relationship. Love then sexual contact. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a difference between love and sex, but a lot of times you don't learn that until you're in your late 20s, early 30s. Because when you're a teenager or 20s, you got sex on your mind. You're not thinking about the love part yet.
Yeah,
Merck says exactly, growing and learning brings a beautiful sexual relationship. When you love and feel love, it is a beautiful encounter. Mama H, when are you going live? At 11?
she said 12, so
12?
hour. So
Merck says having an emotional and loving relationship makes love making beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. And I agree with what Andrew says. Yeah, you both have to learn each other in the bedroom and learn what each other likes too. Excuse me. That's a big process there sometimes. If neither one is willing to change how they are, is it going to work?
they may forget it. They might say, I forgot how to do that move.
Well, what if you like getting what if she likes getting spanked on the butt, and you don't like spanking her on the butt,
My hand's getting too hot.
and stuff like that. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never done that weird shit. But is it going to work? Is it a lesson that somebody has to change, especially with the Western women? They're just as tough and bitter as we are, that they're not willing to change, just like we're not willing to change most of the time.
Yeah. Larry's got a point. This is one of the biggest factors of that. One thing I've learned is that when he says, "I think some men put too much pressure on themselves, thinking beyond the moment. Don't think about it if you'll see each other again after the sex. Just enjoy the moment." So, like, one word that I could associate is like fear. Us men sometimes put a fear that doesn't even need to be there. Like, it could lead to a lot of things that, like, oh, I'm not going to go to the bar and meet people, and potentially meeting someone because of the fear. Like, even when we talk about a guy's like penis size, that's become too much of a thing. Like, oh, what if I'm too little for her or whatever?
Right.
And we put those things, and we lose out on experiences because we always question our ability to do things. If you just say, you know what, freak it, like, forget it, like, I'm just gonna go do it. Whatever happens, happens. Good experience, bad experience. You got the experience, and once you get the experience, those next experiences are gonna ease because you're gonna be learned. It's the lesson to be learned, is to keep on fighting through and gaining new experiences, so that you don't always question yourself as a man. Then you boost up your self-esteem about things.
Well, and that's another thing. Like here in the States, as men, we get that driven in our head about size matters. I mean, you hear the jokes about it all the time, right? You know, you see it on TV jokes. You see it everywhere in jokes about size matters and stuff. And talking to Filipinas, I don't know how many you have talked to about anything, but like Ira, she asked me about that when we first were talking. They see these magazines with these Western women in it, the models, that have a chest out to here, and their waistline is about this big around. And like she apologized. "Oh, I don't have a big chest." I said, "You're looking at models in a magazine that most of them don't even exist because they've been painted, added in the magazine and stuff like that." I said, most women in the United States are not like that. Probably 99% of them are not like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. A lot of the stuff that is viewed is mostly like photoshopped, or that
yeah,
person just like one
but
out of a
that
very.
just brought up a thing that, like she said, I think a lot of Filipinas probably see it on commercials or what, I don't know, or in the magazines, I guess, about the girls, being like that, and they think that's what we like. And so, one of the first girls I had talked to over there, I used to laugh because she would come home from work and take her bra off and have, it, not naked, and she'd take it off underneath her shirt and stuff. But she wore this big push-up bra, and it was oversized, so it made her breasts look huge.
And then they droop down to her belly button.
But no, she had very small breasts, but she wore a bra to make it look bigger because
Oh,
that's what she said Western men like.
you mean one night stand?
And it's like crazy, that they take this stuff off magazines and think that that's exactly what we like and stuff. So
Nah, because like like when you go on Instagram and you flick through it, like, these women are too, like, it's when it's too good, it's like it's too much. Like, you need imperfections, you need like naturalness. You can't just be like perfect hip size, perfect butt, perfect thighs, perfect. It's just like it's too much because you look at yourself. I'm like, I'm not perfect, so you can never match up to that. That just becomes a
right,
visual thing, and you can never really obtain that. It's out of like normal stuff. The
right.
size of your heart matters. If you can't accept, you can't change. Very true.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like I said, we get it driven in our heads over here, from the time you're a young boy about that. Everybody always laughs, and and kid you and stuff like that. And it just kind of gets sitting there in your mind that you're always thinking about that stuff. And like you said, and then comes the fear factor
Stuff needs
because
to change. Needs to change because like when you're a young kid, like I always tell people, like I wish my parents like never showed us that they split, that they kind of masked that because they made. I understand it's okay to like not be in love with each other, but when you show your kids that it's easy to just end it because it's we 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 move on with that stuff too. Like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you're gonna start something. Oh, you know what? I've been 3 months in this relationship. End it. Those little things become a part of you when you tell like show a little kid come out the back. Oh, you got a little pecker, and then they look at it like and they think of that like, do I have a little weenie like going through their life and stuff?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
it goes in and thing. Now you're starting to compare yourself to another guy, and it's just like it just trickles down, and you grow old with that until you learn that like it's not like
But like
that.
I said, you see the jokes about it even in movies. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're watching movies, you see the jokes about it, and so you gotta laugh at the joke, like laugh it off and stuff. But there's the comedians, the movies, the TV shows, everywhere you go, it's out there. And they laugh about it. So you're always concerned about that growing up. The good heart is the sexiest part of a person. Yeah. Yep. What, Ira? What are you talking about? A one night stand?
No, no, Ira, you cannot answer. She cannot type because I came up here subbing for you. Now she wants to relegate herself to the chat and then start
Oh, I
chatting.
know. Yeah.
She has to come back up here where she's supposed to be at the panel.
Yeah, she's hiding. She's hiding in the birthday party. But I'm gonna have to shut it down pretty soon anyway because my laptop is burning through.
Yeah, I'm gonna start this so tomorrow then I can finish it and stuff. But hey, it was great. You know,
Yeah, I'm glad you come up, man. Appreciate it. Glad you stopped by.
yeah, no problem.
You
It's
know,
true that some people can live without sex, like my very old single aunt. She's now 85, still single, no relationship since birth. She's virgin since birth. She might as well just continue that trend then. Some people like,
she's been a virgin since birth,
yeah, she's a Virgin Mary.
just like me, huh? Okay. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. It was a good discussion tonight. I was kind of worried about it. She texted me, said, "You're going to talk about that?" I said, "Why not? Somebody's got to talk about
See
it."
if this bleeds over to the houses where she talks. Sex continued.
Oh, Hamster's going to talk about sex too. Thanks for coming in, Mert. God bless you, bud.
Hey, Mary.
Larry 5200, appreciate you. The Hapsters, of course. Uh, Midnight. Why are you going so late tonight? Midnight, man. Just
Right?
trying to keep me up all night. Tim Desiak, thank you, sir, for coming in.
Hey, Nippon, good night, man.
Nip Bomb, thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Scotty, Ira, Apsis. Good talking to you guys. I'll see you guys on the next streams.
All right, Andrew. You going to be watching your Red Sox or what's going on?
Wait. When does that start? Is that April or do
Well,
they?
well, spring. They're already in spring right now. Spring training down in Florida.
Yeah, but you know what the Red Sox it's like ever since like Poppy left. I mean, they had a good fun season and stuff, but like Red Sox is a type of team that needs like I don't know. Maybe it was because I was young and I grew up with like the Pedro and Trot Nixon and
Right.
the Ellsbury, or not Ellsbury, but like Poppy and stuff and Pedroias and No Mars. It's like they don't. It's weird now because like you see how baseball is. So like I'm still waiting till like at least like now you look at like the Celtics and like that's a squad that is gaining names like Tatum, the Browns and stuff like, and then they'll become like, oh, I remember them. They're that's a great team. We have a team, but like the Red Sox doesn't really have like a team that like all the names like, yeah, that's the shortstop. Like, oh, we have a really great center fielder. Oh, that's where's our Poppy. So like it's fun watching the games, but it's not like where the characters are that. And I think when they Red Sox was really great was when they had a group of characters. We're going to beat the Red Sox tomorrow. Wait, they're facing the Orioles?
Yeah, the Orioles are the worst team in the American League.
You know, the Orioles are the greatest beginning season team.
Sorry, Robert.
Like the worst team to end off the thing. Though they will go like 45-45 and then go like 0 for like 90.
They got a stretch in September. I can't remember. I think it's 23 days. No days off. 23 straight days. The Orioles do. They play like Tampa. They play like Toronto, Detroit, Boston, New York. I can't remember who else, but 23 days straight they got to go without a day
That's
off.
probably their best. That's the thing, though. That's their best stretch. Like in the beginning, get them while they're not hot. That's the only way. But what happens is when the Yankees and them get hot, they can't compete with their lineups. You know, it's just like I don't know. And then what happened with the because I used to live in Maryland, right? And you know, at that time, I forgot who was still there. This is 03, so I think they had the guy that was doing like steroids. I forgot his name. Palmero, right? Didn't he do like steroids at one time?
Palmero?
He was Bosch, like investigation and stuff.
Robert would know his name. I can't think of it.
Robin knows all these, but you know, they stuck Buckholter or whatever his name. They stuck with that coach for too long, and it's just like that's the thing with baseball is like it takes like a while for it to kind of get going, and then
they play so many games that it does. It takes a while even to rebuild your team and stuff sometimes. You know, especially if they rebuild it wrong, because I've seen it done many times with the general manager they hire. I think in baseball, the general manager is the most important guy compared to football, because if he brings in the wrong people, let's say if you're rebuilding, yeah, you got to get rid of your old guys, your high contracts, you're rebuilding. But if you don't draft good in baseball, if you have no minor league system in baseball, you're dead in the water.
Yeah, that's a problem. I played baseball growing up, and we don't have like a skipper that's looking at a minor league. But in baseball, it gets overlooked in the median world because like they're just spitting out, you know, sunflower seeds and chewing bubble gum.
Right.
They got to make a lineup, so you have to look for like, okay, this is a righty pitcher. I got to build, you know, a lefty centric lineup to go against their lineup and the bullpen. There's so many factors in baseball of like where to like make these lineups day in and day out for 182 games. It's like football. You just scheme for 1 week.
Right.
Basketball, you just we're facing the Nets. Okay, we just got to shut down Harden and you know make sure we're gonna play like the zone this night or something like that.
That's why I've never been real interested in basketball. It just looks too easy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but baseball, I think they overlook the skipper too much. They need a little bit more respect because it takes a lot for them, especially skippers out there actually, you know, teaching the game of baseball as it's going. A lot of people,
the skipper brings in the wrong pitcher, you're done.
Yeah,
changes the pitcher too early. There's little things that could really hurt your team in baseball.
True. Well, they changed a few rules, right?
Oh yeah. Well, you know about the designated hitter now. The National League has that too now.
Yeah, but so what happens? The pitcher doesn't have to hit no more.
No.
See, that's actually I understand people look at but that's like how real baseball is. But to be honest, that's because we looked at baseball from like a minor league system back in the day. Like it was really.
Their pitchers could hit back then, you know. Yeah. I mean, it's like Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth could play the outfield. When he wasn't pitching, he could play the outfield, and he played it pretty good. Or I think it was the outfield. You know, he was an all-around player, you know. You had guys back then that played so many different positions and plus pitch. They didn't have bullpens back then. They'd bring in the right fielder to, you know, if the starter got hurt, because usually the starter would go the whole game, whether he's getting hammered or not, you know. And
Robert, no,
What
you get out of here, Robert. You know, you and Nolan with your Baltimore. That's not happening.
do you talk to Nolan still?
He's in school. I see he likes the photos once in a while. And I think his mom told him like, focus on what's more
Yeah,
important.
chill out for a while on the YouTube stuff.
So, but yeah, and baseball is very that's one of my things. Like I wish I had continued going to baseball, and I love that sport so much. I played it since I was like 5 years old.
I did too.
And I love I just love like even going to the game, the smells of the game. My brothers play baseball and stuff, but yeah, it's just like and also meeting your teammates, like playing catch and stuff, and then it's always a hassle with me because I guess I'm a lefty, so it's like I gotta find a righty to have and like
See,
break it.
lefties got a job in baseball no matter what. Once you sign a contract, you're in baseball for good many years. I don't care if your ERA is 7.36 or 2.80. If you're a left-handed pitcher, you're in baseball. You're going to be playing somewhere.
Is it wait? Is it it's 162? Yeah,
What?
one,
Games? Yeah, 162.
that's a 180. That's a lot of games. Yeah.
See, and I think they should bring that down. I think they should bring that down to about 130.
But you know why I said 182? Because I was just helping out Robert M. Because I know he moves to Baltimore. They're gonna need those extra games.
Well, you think about it. If you eliminate 30 games, you can eliminate a starting pitcher. You can go with 4 starters.
If you eliminate a game.
No, if you eliminate 30 games, bring it down to 130, 132. That's eliminating 1 starting pitcher.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough for you to eliminate. I mean, because like it's so now you're talking about like TV schedules and stuff. It's like there's a lot of unnecessary games. Like I think there should be more interleague games than
there are. So is that starting next year, Robert? Every team will play every team in the major league starting next year.
Yeah, like I don't want to watch Red Sox. Like if I want easy wins, yeah, I would like to Red Sox to play the Orioles. Like, but I'd rather see like Red Sox versus Phillies like more than once. I want to see Red Sox versus Dodgers, my 2 favorite teams. I want to see Red Sox versus like Colorado once in a while. Like I don't see those. Well, why am I not seeing? You guys have planes like travel.
I think it starts next year. Like the Red Sox and everybody will play every team in the major leagues now.
Yeah, 162 games. We only play these teams like 2 times, and then we only see each other like every 2-4 years. That's stupid. It's like
the reason they can play each other every game now is because everybody will have a DH now, so there won't be that problem anymore.
Yeah, that's sure got the American League a lot of World Series because like
a lot of All-Star games.
Yeah, that too. The thing though, it's too is that the disadvantage in baseball. This is the one thing that is so different in all sports. The size of the field. That all fields are not built equally. Like the difference between Coors Field versus the Fenway.
Yeah.
What Fenway has like the deepest like center field. No, it's got like the deepest center field. There's one point that's like the deepest of all in baseball, but then has the shortest right field, but then has the highest left field. That's super dynamic. You have to kind of adjust your schedule coming into the thing. If you're a pitcher, right? If you're a lefty, how dominant? What hand left would it be? The right hand that would be more dominant at Fenway?
In Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, left-hander. The right-hander would be more dominant. But a lot of people don't know is that right field porch. That's pretty damn short too. It don't have a wall on it, but it's pretty short. A left-handed batter in that stadium has just as good a chance as a right-hander does hitting that green monster for a double. That left-hander is going to hit more home runs because there's no wall there that it's going to bounce off of. And that's a short right field wall right there.
Yeah, you should see the new wall in Camden. Oh, we'll see it when we hit a lot of home runs over it. Yeah, like, try the thing. Look at that new wall. You know what? I'm gonna do a stream with every competitor on when the Ravens come up. I want to see Robert and then when I see who else is. I think King Lee Way. I'll do a dual Red Sox versus. What's your team? Detroit.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, Detroit. So that's POD too, right?
yeah, yep.
I think that's POD. That's probably his best way of getting a championship. I don't see him getting a championship. The Lions.
No, he knows. He knows that.
Hockey, basketball, not
But
this time.
but me and King are getting together because the Dodgers are playing the Tigers in L.A. April 29th, I think he said, for a 3-game series. So we might do because like I said, I was going to try and do some Tiger broadcasts, and so we might get together and do it on my channel one game and then do it on his channel next game and stuff when the Dodgers play the Tigers.
Yeah, that would be great.
I love working with King. I mean, he's taught me a lot, so he never had to. So
He sure had. I think for him though, he needs to decide learn maybe get going more professional as in in the streams is great, but he needs to he needs to learn what makes a great sports channel, talk channel. I think a lot of OBS would be beneficial to him because he could put little designs, he could put little slides up and information and stuff. Because he doesn't want his information to get a little stale. Watch another game. Yeah, we've seen that already.
so
people.
OBS, is that like StreamYard?
Yeah, it's no, OBS is see, people think OBS is StreamYard is browser based, so you can type it in as a URL and go to StreamYard. But OBS is you download the software. It's free. And then you could attach your camera. You could attach
Like what Ed said.
Baltimore has a team. Yeah, hey, yeah, right.
Man, Robert, you're getting hammered. You might want to go to sleep.
One thing I think Baltimore has a great pier.
How you doing, Ed? Yeah.
If you've been to the city of Baltimore, it's really really nice. But besides,
I might have to look in that OBS because StreamYard, man, it just takes so much energy. I had a full battery when I started this. And we've been going a while, 3 hours, but still, it shouldn't be sucking me dry like this.
Yeah, OBS is really great. You can add things. The only thing with OBS is that it's hard. There's no integrated inviting me up right now. There's none of that.
What do you mean? Oh, you can't have anybody on your panel then?
You can, but I think you gotta use Zoom. There will be. I guarantee you, they will come up with a version of OBS that is a thing. But because OBS literally is the mother source, they are literally the first to do this broadcasting stuff. So without OBS, there is no
StreamYard.
There is no other platforms. They made open source, so people can take that coding and build a new something from OBS.
Okay.
OBS literally you can add stinger transitions, little logos behind you, like on my gaming channel. I have to use OBS because you can't really stream on StreamYard with gaming. So you use that and someone can
What's that one that they usually use for gaming? Switch or what is that called?
That's Twitch. That you can talk about talk show sports thing and it literally that you Twitch you can grow really, really fast if you know what you're doing on that.
You can add people up on your panel on Twitch.
It's the same. It's just their own platform. They have their own people that sign up for Twitch, their own language. The chat has its own little emotes. The emotes is that whole system of the emotes they have. It's way more amazing than these little emotes. Emojis. They have emotes that move and make faces, and it's really cool.
Surprised Filipinos don't use that. Then they love emojis.
Actually, to be honest, I know somebody. She's Filipino. She made an account there, and she literally just put her picture there, and then started getting followers for no reason, just because the guys just go there. They're like, "Hey, who are you? What's your YouTube channel?" So it was really cool.
Why the race is killing you, Ed? What's going on?
It's tiring, huh?
But I'm gonna have to shut this. I'm down to.
I'm gonna start this because
I got 23 minutes left on my battery. I don't have my generator out to run it up. So,
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me, man. And
hey, I appreciate you coming up. It's it's always fun to talk to you, and I know you're a busy man too because I don't get to see you much out there on the YouTube stuff. And
yeah, I think after this week I have my little final. Then I'm trying to like develop this thing. There's a I don't want to hold you up too long, but there's like a little box. You can also like people go live streaming on their phone and use their Wi-Fi, but there's this little box that you can buy, and you actually buy a modem and you put them together and like you sync them up with this program, because like when you stream you use a process called RMT, and there's another one called SRT, which allows you to like code your Wi-Fi signal from your computer into the box, and literally you'll get like 1080p like off your phone while streaming, so people can see clearly like what the heck you're doing, and you can be away from your home. Like I could be in the city with my Wi-Fi because I have the modem attached to it, and it's just picking up a Wi-Fi signal but converting it as a beacon to my home. So like I can stream and then also add like OBS, like chat and stuff. It's amazing, and I want to construct that because I wanted to use like a bike and stuff and go around the city and show people. Like that'll be amazing streams because it'll be like full on action, what's going on everywhere and stuff. And
cool.
That's why.
Keep me informed on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I better go before he shuts me down, and then I.
All right, Scotty, guys. Hey,
Thanks,
guys, take care in the chat. All right. It's good.
Stay in touch. You going to Mama H tonight, or?
Yeah. I was shooting BG while I'm setting this little project thing up. So, because tomorrow I got to work, I picked up a shift, but I should have not taken it because now it's like I'm screwed because I picked it up.
Well, I'm sitting here with some freight I was supposed to deliver today, and they called me on. I was bringing it up from Texas, and they called me and said, "Hey, you can't deliver till Monday now." I said, "Oh." So I said, "Oh, I might as well go on live." So, see if I can get a couple of watch hours or something. My channel's so far gone, it doesn't matter.
Hey, you never know. Resurrect it, and then you're back,
Well, I've been helping her get hers going. That's more my concern, I think, than anything. Is getting her channel going. So
hey, you should though look into the thing called Riverside FM, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is just like StreamYard, right? But more professional. And the one cool thing about it though, even though it's got way like better quality, it's got good quality too. But what it does, it clips your best moments. So like, let's say we were talking about like the sex part, you can take those clip parts and put them out as shorts.
Well, isn't that what YouTube's got on theirs now? They got
no. This program, it's like this, but what it does is you can hit like the clipping portion, and we're streaming, it's clipping the best.
Oh, you can do it while you're streaming.
It does it automatically for you.
Oh, it does.
After it processes, it gives you clips, and it's like where we were laughing about something like that, or like kind
of asks you, do you want to use these clips or something?
Yeah,
or
now you basically have videos from your streams, so you use their shorts. People watch your shorts, like, oh, what's this? Oh, it's a Scotty and Ira show, or whatever. We'll talk with Scotty and Ira, and then like, oh, I'm gonna go there because instead of watching a stream, they're watching the little clips, and then they'll go to your stream, which is really cool.
We were talking about sex, but Ira left. See, I told you, Filipinas. They do. She wouldn't even say the word when I first brought it up.
You should get her on stream and just change the name. Like, let's talk about sex part 2.
She started laughing when she had to say it. She goes, SCX. She couldn't even say the word. It's like, it's so funny. But I'm going to go before this thing cracks out on me.
Take care,
Be safe. I'll see you later.
All right, brother.
And thanks for the info.
No problem.
All righty. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I do appreciate it. Sorry, Ed. I will catch you next time. Mama H is going live at midnight, Ed, if you're going to be awake. I know you're tired. You're probably going to pass out. God bless you. God bless everybody. And thanks for stopping by the Scotty B Show. We do appreciate it. Ira, be safe in the birthday party. Don't drink too much wine. Thank you all for coming. God bless you. We'll see you soon.